This fall, Ann Arbor Public Schools began the school year with a focus on A2 Engage. Students, teachers, and staff have been actively engaged in teaching and learning. This engagement has led to breakthroughs, success stories, and challenges overcome. Already this school year, our students, teachers, and schools have been honored and recognized for their hard work, determination, and commitment. These accolades have been realized inside and outside of the classroom as our students grow with the help and encouragement of so many individuals coming together throughout the Ann Arbor Public Schools. We'd like to share just a few of the stories of engagement that are making a difference for students, starting with a couple highlighting the support we've seen from throughout the Ann Arbor community.
Every kid needs a role model. I didn't know any female computer programmers when I was growing up. I didn't even know that computer programming was a thing. But once I did start programming, the females in my life were hugely, hugely important. I think there's kind of a stigma that software engineers are kind of like nerdy, quiet people that you can't really understand and they're really hard to approach. And so I think breaking down that barrier and showing kids you can do this. You don't have to be this, certain type of individual. You don't have to have this personality. You can still do it, and there will be other people like you that are enjoying programming.
I think it's cool. I come in and help them out at lunch, kind of just in like a large group. Sit with them, kind of walk around, making sure they're doing the right stuff. And then I'll come in and do, like during their class, I'm kind of in a mentoring role. With the young five, I kind of do some of their basic things like their spelling, shapes, writing letters out, counting, and then with the kindergarten students, a few of them, I'm kind of overseeing what they're doing, making sure they're really staying focused on their work. I think the students know that I'm there to help, and once they got to know them better, they kind of got a better feel for who I was, kind of started gaining my trust, and they're able to just kind of enjoy me better, and they'll definitely start listening to me, and I think they're getting a big impact out of it.
Having community members engaged in the classroom is a great benefit to our students, but of course the daily actions of teachers and other staff engaging students in ways big and small have the largest impact on student learning in the Ann Arbor Public Schools.
To stay engaged in my classroom, the number one thing I like to do is get to know my students. We start off with a high five, a fist bump, a handshake. We talk about good news, things that are happening in their life and in mine, and then we incorporate it into our lessons. If we're reading a book about an awesome spider hero, we'll talk about the movie and how they saw it and I saw it, and we just have a great conversation because we've already gotten to know each other through our good news and our hellos in the morning. I know that we're all working under the same objective, but how do I meet each student and their individual needs? So for example, we'll have the same objective. Everybody's learning how to write a claim and identify one. But then under that claim, every single group, I might have 6, I might have 4, sometimes 10 groups of students all working on a subtopic. So I'm engaged in what they're learning. We're having conversations and they're engaged at their own level as well.
Being engaged is super important. It is a #1 goal. So it's constant. From the moment that the kids appear at the door and I meet them face to face throughout the day until they wave at the bus. It's really important that they are engaged. When we're building the relationships that come through the engagement, they have a sense of belonging and it becomes their community, and so they just naturally want to do all the things that we do.
I think it takes careful planning to make sure that students are engaged. So one of the things I do is make sure that I spend a lot of time with them going over their 4-year plan, talking about the things that interest them, how to get them involved in the community, and also what's the big picture, what is the big plan for them. For kids who don't want to come to the counseling office, it's very important to sort of reach out to them, to keep reaching out to them, build a rapport, find out things that they enjoy, find out what you have in common. Sometimes you have to build on those relationships and then you can start working on the other pieces.
I have a project that I'm having the kids work on in my 6th grade classes with the puzzle cube. It's a humanitarian project where they're building the puzzle cubes and they're going to be donating those to a charity or maybe even University of Michigan Mott Children's Wing. You'll have the kids that maybe aren't as focused with what's going on at that moment. And so working around the classroom definitely keeps them on their guard, because when I'm walking by, I'm asking them lots of questions about what they're working on, how are they doing. If I see that they're struggling, I can work with them one-on-one. So that definitely helps with engaging them. With the kids building these puzzle cubes, it'll give them the ability to show the bigger picture of how we can actually help our community outside of the school besides the ones that are within our classrooms.
When you do it as a community, the kids are teaching each other. Gus, as you met, he's really into fish. He'll tell kids things, and kids who might have not even really comprehended why will become engaged in it because of the sense of community that we're learning this together. I love having it outside the office because the whole school watches these fish grow, and then my kids will sometimes go out there and put information out. We do the life cycle of the fish, and the kids are learning about this place that we live in. It's hands-on learning. Who can beat that?
These were just a few of the amazing examples of A2 Engage we've seen so far this school year, thanks to your efforts. Here's to a successful and engaging 2019.
I am A2 engaged.
I'm A2 engaged.
I am A2 engaged.
I'm A2 engaged.
I'm A2 engaged.
I am A2 engaged.
I'm A2 engaged.